Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another pre-market watch list in the boiler room. So there's a few stocks I'm watching today, but there isn't many that I feel are going to be in too big of a play. So the watch list here this morning's kind of short, kind of small. It is Thursday, so a lot of times Thursdays can also be slow days right before Friday. So there are a few stocks we'll be watching today. There is one good stock that'll probably be in play for sure, and that's LIVE. Really good news on the stock. It reported a 92% increase on revenue, which is huge. It's starting to pick up in volume. It only has a 950,000 share float, which means it can be extremely volatile. If enough volume comes into play, that could be a big runner. Right now, it's starting to break out of an ascending triangle pattern here pre-market. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, let you guys know what I'm looking at. If there's any recommendations of stocks you want me to take a look at, go ahead, throw them in the little chat there, because I don't have a lot that I'm watching. So if you want me to take a peek at what you guys are looking at, I'd be more than happy to here. So let's go ahead, share the screen, and then get rocking and rolling. All right, so let's just first jump right into LIVE. Now, LIVE, as you can see, it really doesn't trade on a lot of volume, but after the earnings report of a 92% increase on their revenue, you can see that volume's starting to come in. It's not a whole lot of volume. It's still a good amount, but not like a ton. Now, as you can see, it's kind of in an ascending triangle pattern, starting to break up right now. So I highly recommend keeping this one on your watch list. If you look at the daily chart, it's up pretty big. It's up to $25 a share. So it is up very big from, about $13 to $14. So it was 13, 14, all the way up to 25 now. The 52-week high is $32, basically 33. So you can keep that in mind, draw out a little resistance line at about $33, knowing that $33 is the 52-week high. And if the stock does push that high today, you could expect to see some type of resistance or barrier up at the $33 level. So keep that in mind during the trading today if you're considering or will be trading not WATT, but LIVE. I will go into LINU here in just a sec, okay? So right now, going back to this 1-minute chart, let's just keep a lookout on LIVE for a break above $25. $25 is a major mental area that you really should watch for. So really, that's kind of be the buy area. Chances are it will break out of 25 before pre-market if it wants to continue going. If it's going to continue going, it will most likely break 25 before pre-market. And then your next level to watch for will be the $26 level for a break above that. On to the next one is WATT. WATT was pretty much a monster yesterday. Everything that happened from basically here up was a short squeeze. Short sellers continued to try and short the stock down. It wouldn't go. The bulls went over the bears, and then it continued to squeeze up from about $15 all the way to $24, $25. As you can see, it popped up to $25 here. Again, that major resistance level that we just talked about on LIVE. So as you can see, we popped to 25. We sold all the way down to $21 a share. Now back up to 24. So we've retraced almost the full move from $25 a share. So that's big. This right here was a big short squeeze. Bunch of short sellers, and now it's starting to squeeze up a little bit. Now, I do want to say I'm short biased on this, but again, this company had really good news yesterday with basically creating one of the first wireless chargers that can charge small devices from up to 3 feet away. So you could be holding your phone in your hand while charging. It could be sitting in your pocket and you're charging your phone. So that's pretty big. So I would keep this one on watch for both long and short today, just because, it could be, a lot of us short sellers could try and hop in on this today and short it down, and then it continues to squeeze up past 25. So in my honest opinion, I think that this one might continue to run today. So I'm going to be watching for long over the 25 mark. If it rejects the 25 and won't break, then I'll be looking to short it. So really, I'm just keeping an eye on WATT at the $25 level. I'm not too concerned with it in between there, just because it's moving back up. So I really want to see WATT price reach back to 25 and then see what it wants to do. Mark, I do actually think that it will be a little bit choppy, to be honest with you, because there's so many people that want it to continue to go higher. There's people that want to short sell it, and that can cause a very choppy start. So that's why I'm just going to hang back and watch it until it tells me a little bit of a direction. But, you know, it could start off something like NETE a few days ago. Let me try and get back to there. I'll show you what I mean. Not that day, not that day. Not that day. Was it this day right here? Like the beginning here on this day. That's pretty choppy. I mean, it was just back and forth, big, large candles. Got very trappy in between there before it picked a direction. I think that's very possible that we might see that kind of price action taking place here with WATT today. So again, line in the sand is $25. That's where I would be watching. So keep that on your watch list here this morning. Okay. The other one that I am still watching is TEUM. TEUM doesn't have much more room to run down. I think it's kind of finding its bottom. So I'll be watching this for a long today. I kind of want to see it pop down to maybe $2 a share, and then see what it wants to do. But what I'm getting at is that $2 level is going to probably be the support. It'll probably hold up there. If you look at the daily chart, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have much more room to come down to support. Support's at $1.74, but that mental support at $2 is what I think is going to hold up pretty strong. So that's kind of where I'm watching right now, TEUM that is, to see how it wants to react near this $2 level. Right now it's kind of building some kind of support here, getting a little choppy, but I do think that it's possible we can see this squeeze up a little bit, because there was a lot of short selling that took place yesterday. And if there's any short sellers that still need to cover, and they do in fact cover, we should see a little bit of a short squeeze this morning for a long play. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating or watching here for this morning. Okay. And that's primarily it. That's really the only stock that I'm really considering watching, but I'm always looking at RIOT. RIOT is just going to be on the back burner. Again, you can see here, it always kind of has some type of play to be made. So again, always keep RIOT on your watch as it's related to blockchain technology, and with Bitcoin being the biggest thing in the world at this given time, this stock always has some type of movement or some type of play in where you can make some money on it. Yeah, NXTD, real quick. Looks like it's moving down a little bit more, but on the daily chart, it has some support right at the 340, I believe, or 320. 338, 340 is where the 9 moving average is. So with the price being 350, there's really not too much more room it has to come down. So 340 is going to be the support level on that. I once again think that with the short selling taking place over the past day or two, we might see a short squeeze on this one as well. So NXTD, I would watch for a little bit of a short squeeze or a long play today. Now, I don't know exactly how far the short squeeze could reach, but I wouldn't expect more than 20, 30 cents out of it. So both NXTD, TEUM will be on watch for a short squeeze. WATT just broke through the pre-market high of $25. So now that is a long bias trade for me if it continued to hold above 25, or see how it wants to react there. Now, I know there's some talk about LINU because they had some type of news or something, and I don't know what it is, to be honest. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty good actually, because LINU reported a net loss of 5.7 million versus 129.3 million in the same period of last year. So last year, this time, they recorded a loss of 129 million. This year, same time, they only reported a loss of 5.7 million. So that tells you they're definitely doing something correct to cut down those losses. Now, it is pretty big news. I would keep it on watch. It does tend to spike. It can be a spiker. It is a low float stock of only 7 million. So I think it's worth watching. Am I super head over heels about it and really crazy? Not really. I've never been a fan of LINU, but you can keep it on watch. It's got a pre-market high of 196, which tells me that it'll probably have a major resistance point at the $2 level. So that's another thing you want to keep in mind. But if it can hold above the VWAP and not break down, it might be good for a long, with maybe a target of 190 to $2 a share. Let's see, IPWR. Let me take a look there as well. That was the second time I've seen that. Oh, so that one pumped up yesterday. Yeah, so IPWR, again, it was a quick pump, and then it just dumped, and now it's trending down. So really, to be honest with you, I would more or less consider this to be a short bias trade. Yeah, I would honestly tell you that it's most likely going to come down. That's a pretty bearish looking chart at this point. But it also pumped up that day, came up, spiked up again, pumped up that day. So yeah, I would keep it on watch just in case because it had such a nice pop yesterday. But in reality, I would say it's most likely going to come down. So I wouldn't be too concerned with taking a long position on IPWR today. DRAD. DRAD is too low a volume for me to really consider trading. What's the price? The price is 310. Which is right about there. Yeah, it maybe looks like it was trying to do a little bit of a gap fill here at about this 332 level. So it looks like it's mainly filled up this gap down that it had back in, I don't know, a couple months back. To be honest, it's a low volume stock. If you look at this stock, it doesn't really move very quick. You can see that on the daily chart, each one of these daily candles, it only moves a few cents a share. So don't really think it's going to have a big day. Wouldn't be expecting it out of this stock. It's starting to actually downtrend. So to be honest, DRAD, not very concerned with that one. Very low volume, as you can see here on the chart. Opportunity for a significant move on the stock, less likely to happen. Now, yeah, I mean, that's really all I got for you guys here this morning on the pre-market watch list. So again, keep WATT on your watch list. Keep Riot. Riot's always on the watch list. That's the one on the back burner where if all else fails, just resort back to that. At some point, it usually has a short or a long to trade. So that's really all I got for you guys here this morning. So keep WATT on the watch, keep RIOT on the back burner. TUM and NXTD are kind of going to be potentially long plays that I'll be looking at taking for penny stocks here today. Again, WATT, it's up pretty big. This kind of reminds me of LFIN, though LFIN was an anomaly. I don't expect WATT to reach $140 a share today. That's probably not going to happen. But it reminds me of LFIN. It was up very, very high and kept trying to short it. Wouldn't go down. Shorts kept getting squeezed, and it just caused a massive snowball effect up to $140 a share. Similar to that today, where people keep trying to short WATT, but it just won't give. But we'll see. So definitely the main one to keep on watch, WATT. All right, guys. So that's all I got here for you on the pre-market watches. So I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for joining in.